Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. We are tuned in at Lugogo Indoor Stadium. We are tuned in to the NSSF Kavc International Volleyball Tournament. My name is Sisem Sime. I'll be your commentator for the game. We are having KVCA and KVCB who are going to play against each other. We are happy to note that the referees are ready and the athletes have had a greeting. In volleyball, we start with peace and we end with peace. Though when it is on court, it is a competition. As we kickstart our match, our first referee will be Chankunda Alice from Uganda, and our second referee will be Peter Otieno from Uganda. This is the 27th edition of the NSSF Kavc International Volleyball Tournament. We are happy to be hosting this tournament in Uganda. It is an annual tournament, and the hosts are always KVC, and KVC is Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club. My co-commenter is
Ivan Cyprian Sajabi. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to welcome you to this beautiful tournament. This is the 27th edition, and today is match day number 2. We are here at the Indoor Sports Arena in Lugogo, where this beautiful matchup, a Kampala derby of sorts, a KVC derby, will be kicking off in just a few moments. Make sure that you tune in and also help your friends to subscribe to the KVC YouTube channel, where we'll be having this action going down.
At the beginning, we started with a toss. KVCA won the toss, and KVCA is the team that you see in navy blue, while KVCB is the team that you see in red. Each of these teams have their coaches, and for KVCA, we have Amon Ainebona as the first coach, assisted by KVC Madina. KVCB, we have David Okot as the first coach.
The players sending their final prayers as we are just a few moments to the first service of the day. But looking at the lineups, KVCA, just number 9 Hawa, just number 2 Among, just number 10 Kobutunji, just number 11 Ariemo, just 15 to Singwiri, just 7 Lilian, just number 8 Alado, just number 6 Erong, just number 13 Chomohendo, just number 12 Acheng, just number 14 Kagoya, and the captain Kamende. The rebellions for the side are just number 1 Nisimire and just number 5 Nanyonga. Looking at the other lineup for KVCB, just number 9 Rukundakwe, just number 11 Wachu, just number 10 Mwaula, the captain, just number 14 Faith, just number 13 Charity, just number 2 Praise, just number 6 Daffin, just number 4 Awori, just number 1 Mbabazi, just number 5 Ruth, and just number 8 Irinya. The Riberos are just number 3 Ndagire and just number 7 Holly. We will be seeing the first service there. Flies it over the Ribeiro with a good touch. The ball is up in the air. Chance to attack Ali, and the first point for KVCB. Striking Ali, trying to make sure that they pick up the first point, KVCB. And now they have service right away. The ball comes and not the very best of receptions there. Second point for KAVCB. I tell you, it's already heating up here in the Indoor Sports Arena. Make sure that if you want to catch this beautiful action live, you can tune into the YouTube channel or come here to the Indoor Sports Arena to make sure that you just pay 10K or 20K for the VIPs. And now KAVCA pull one back. It's a double o'clock here in the Indoor Sports Arena where we are seeing everything going down. KAVCB leading early 2-1 now as it stands. And now it's time to serve there from KAVC. And that will be served well. Nice reception, setting, beautiful block. And another point there for KAVCA. KAVCA are putting up a show here in the Indoor Sports Arena. And now the scores are leveled 2-all. Don't mind what's on your screen, but both teams in this KAVC derby have 2 points all. Service, good reception there. Chance to set. Flies up in there. The blocks, very good. The ball still alive, but not the best of receptions there from KAVCA. And now KAVCB will pick up the 3rd point in the day. This tournament probably is sponsored by NSSF, National Social Security Fund. Service time, flies up in there. Not the best of touches there. And the KAVCB pick up another point. It's the danger player Irina there who is bringing the service again for KAVCB. Serves again, this time a good reception. Chance to set. Free ball coming. Yes, they send a free ball over the net. Beautiful touch. Set. Up in there. Beautiful block. The ball still alive. What a beautiful play there. Some beautiful game reading there. It's taken over the net. Set. Goes for an attack. Tipped up in there. And the ball is still alive. Another attack there. Beautiful touch there from the Rebello. Jazz number 7. For the KAVCB Holly, but that will be off the court. And another point for KAVC. 3-4 KAVCA now with the service up in there. And not the best of receptions. That's out. And the KAVCA have now leveled the scores. Kamende now being the dangerous player there. I tell you, she has power in her services. You just can't receive them with ease. Serves again. Beautiful touch by the Rebello set. Dumped, but beautiful carry. The ball is still alive. Free ball coming. Yes, gotten well reception. There, KAVCB chance to attack. Up in there. Ball retrieved. Still alive. Center court player there jumping, but that's off the court. And another point for KAVCB. I tell you, it's getting heated up here in the Indoor Sports Arena. Beautiful action happening. It's a derby. Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club being the hosts and fielding many teams in both categories. Now that's taken over the net, but the referee will say that had gone off the court. And now a point for KAVCB. KAVCB with 6 points, whereas KAVCA has just 4 points. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on notifications, make sure that you don't miss any action. An attack there, but beautiful carry, beautiful touch there. The ball is still alive, goes for an attack, touch, but the referee says there is some bit of a netting there from the KAVCB player. And now service on the side of the KAVC. Just number 6, Eriong, will be serving that one. Brings one with power. Beautiful catch there from Irina. Up in there, chance to attack, but he just plays it in the net. And now KAVCA level the scores again. I tell you, it's been an encounter where we've seen KAVCA scoring first. Sorry, KAVCB scoring first, and now KAVCB has been coming from behind. Irina with a beautiful touch up in there, chance to attack. But netting there, a netting violation there from KAVCB, and subsequently a point for KAVCA. Sorry, for KAVCB. Up in there, beautiful service there, nice catch, goes for a dump, beautifully collected. Still the ball is up, goes for an attack, but a block out, and a point for KAVCB. (8-6) in favor of KAVCB. The girls in red. Up with the service. Not a beautiful touch. And the KAVCB extend their lead. Another service there. This time around, a beautiful touch. Flies up. Oh, Irina there with a set. Dump. Executes it very well. And the KAVCB pick up another point. (10-6). A 4 points lead there for KAVCB. Some touch there. Free ball. Set. Irina there jumps and flies. The blocks not quite getting hold well onto that ball. And the KAVCB will pick up another point. Well, that attack there, an effort from KAVCA just going off the court. And I tell you, KAVCB will now extend their lead 12-6. And it will be a timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching in, good morning and welcome. This is the 27th edition of the KAVC tournament happening here at Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. You can come around if you want to watch this beautiful game. Entrance is 10K for the ordinaries like me, and for the VIPs, just 20,000. So make sure that you come around and you don't miss any action. We'll be having the curtains for this beautiful tournament going down tomorrow. But now we are back from the timeout. Time to set the ball. Time to serve the ball there. It's KAVCB trying to put some pressure. They already have 12 points on board. Beautiful service, nice reception. Set well, flies up, block out. And now KAVCA pulls one back. They've kept the fight on. And now 7-12, it stands here at Lugogo. Make sure that you tune in not to miss anything. 8-13. A service there for KAVCA. Beautiful reception there from the Rebello. Up in the arena attacks. But that's off the court. And a point there for KAVCA. I tell you, the deficit was about 6 points, but now they have reduced it to just 4. KAVCA still fighting back in the game. Not the best of services. And now the deficit will be 5 points. 14-9. KAVCB now in the lead. This is a derby happening here at the Indoor Sports Arena, so make sure that you tune in and you don't miss another dump there. Beautiful execution there. And KAVCB will now straight on 59. And now the score lines. This tournament proudly sponsored by National Social Security Fund. Beautiful service there, but just in the nets. Is the points. Moments regret there for KAVCB. I tell you, every time you lose that point due to a service, it's something. They now straight on and they pick up the 17th point. 17 Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club B and just 10 Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club A. A difference of 7 points. I tell you, Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club A will have to play out of their skins if they are to level scores and maybe pick up victory in this set. Free ball there. Not the best of throws, not the best of techniques, and that just doesn't get over the net. I tell you, she needed to put some effort to try and make sure that she sends it over, but not executing it so well. And 11-7 now. Chance to serve there, up in there, over the net. Beautiful reception. The ball is still alive. Free ball. Nice touch. Flies up. Attacks. But the blocks of KAVCB not stopping that one. If you come around to Lugogo Sports Arena and you have some inquiries about your NSSF account or their products, they have a tent which is right situated here in front of the Indoor Sports Arena. So make sure that you come around and get to know what you don't understand quite well. Some quick service there, but the referee says that was served before the whistle had been blown. She will have to serve it again. Beautiful service, nice reception. Rena attacks. She's been attacking from the left hand side, and now she's gone to the right hand side. Now putting some beautiful play there. And KAVCB now 18. And still striding on. Irina will now take the service for KAVCB. Not the best of receptions, but the ball is still alive. Chance for a free ball on the court. They kept looking at each other and they concede. I tell you, the girls of KAVCA love that point. What a beautiful play there happening. And now there will be a change. 2 changes there for KAVCA. Try and make sure that they bring on some fresh power. Just taking her time. Up in there, beautiful service, nice reception. Irina with a set. She jumps. Oh, a netting violation there by KAVCB. And now 19 for KAVC B will be serving that one. Plays it over. Nice reception. Set. An attack. Tips. Fingers on it. But doesn't carry it up in the air. And that will be another point there for KAVCA. KAVCA trying to fight back to reduce that deficit here in the indoor sports arena. (14-19) as Holly the Ribeiro for KAVCB will now return back. Beautiful service there. Nice reception by Irina. Up in there, but just to her own net. And the deficit even reduces for KAVCA. (15-19). KAVCA still fighting back to reduce the deficit. Beautiful touch up in there. An attack. Beautifully executed there. Beautiful play here. The ball is still alive here. She goes for an attack. But brushes onto the blocks for KAVCB. And now just a 3 points deficit there for KAVCA. I tell you, at one point in the game, KAVCB had gone 7 points up, but now KAVCA is still fighting back. Two sides know each other very well. Nice touch there, up in the air, goes for an attack. But a violation there, a net violation. And now 20 up for KAVCB. A derby of sorts happening here in the indoor sports arena, Lugogo. Make sure that you subscribe to the KAVC YouTube channel so that you can't miss out and you don't miss out any action. Beautifully subbed there. Nice reception up in the air. The blocks not getting hold onto that one. It will go through the blocks and that will be another point for KAVCA. They now reduce the deficit to just 3 points. They should be fighting ground and make sure that they level scores before KAVCB gets to that 25 points mark to win the first set. This is the first set among a best of 5 game. Nice reception here. Flies up in there. Nice touch. Set up in there. Attacks. But the Rebel there with a very nice carry. Another attack there. Good execution there from KAVCB. And now they have 21 points. You can make your way here to Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. There is free action happening outside the arena. But if you want to come in the arena and enjoy the big games where the big boys will be playing, the big players with the big names, you just pay 10,000 shillings. For the ordinary people like me and for the very important people, interest is at just 20,000. The curtains of this tournament will be coming down tomorrow. So make sure that amongst your parting shots, you include coming to watch this beautiful volleyball tournament. I tell you, this is an international tournament, an invitational tournament where countries from areas like Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, Congo, Kenya, and Uganda are all facing off. I tell you, you don't want to miss the final day of this beautiful tournament. So you have to make sure that you come around 18-21 as the KAVCA still fight back. Beautiful service. But I tell you, not the first time we are seeing KAVC players flying that ball up early. before hearing that whistle. And now they'll have to reserve. Beautiful service there, beautiful touch, an attack. And a point for KAVCB, 22-18 as it stands at the scorelines here at Lugogo. This beautiful tournament broadcasting on the KAVC YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on the upcoming games. 18-22, a difference of 4 points there. We are in the dying moments of the first set of this game. Beautiful service there, nice reception, set, an attack, beautiful touch. But a netting violation there. And the KAVCA side will reduce the deficit to just 3 points. 19-22 as it stands. We just have to try and make sure that they serve this one very well. Trying to regroup here. Beautiful service there, nice reception, set, beautiful block. And now the deficit has reduced to 2 points. 20-22. And now the scores. KAVCA still fighting back and trying to make sure that they pick up something in this game. And now it will be a timeout for KAVCB. (23-20) KAVCB just 2 points away from picking up victory in this first set. And now they have the service. I tell you, KAVCA won the toss and opted to serve first. But their sisters of KAVCA had a lead in this game and they've led all through the game. Beautiful touch, free ball, nice reception. And now that will bring up the 25th point for KAVCB. And now it will be a game point service for KAVCB. They are just a point away from picking up victory in this first set. But there is a timeout. The tacticians, the coaches of the respective sides trying to make sure that they give them some fresh notes. Make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss up on the upcoming games. We'll be having a roller coaster of events happening today. Now game point, they are coming for KAVCB. 24-20 as it stands here in the indoor sports arena. Over the net, beautiful reception, chance to reduce the deficit, not the best of touches. And now KAVCA will try and fight back. 21-24, KAVCA still fighting and making sure that they inch closer. But now the pressure is on their side because KAVCB just need 1 point to pick up victory in this opening game on match day number 2 here in the Indoor Sports Arena. They will somehow hold themselves each other. Of course, that timeout coming at a very good time. They managed to reorganize and they picked up a point. Beautiful service, nice reception up in the arena. Attacks, not the best of touches, and that will be a point for KAVCB. KAVCB will be the happiest. KAVCB will now walk on smiling as they have picked up victory in the opening set in the first match of the day. Winning up on that one 25-21. From wherever you're watching in, this is the 27th edition of the Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club Invitational Tournament. A tournament proudly sponsored by NSSF, who have made sure that you enjoy this beautiful action. The teams, the players, the coaches just coming together to try and make sure that they reorganize before we get into the second set of the day. Advantage KAVCB upon winning the first set. We take a short break and we will be back with the second set of this beautiful action this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second set this morning here in the Indoor Sports Arena at Lugogo. A big shout out to some of our sponsors for this beautiful tournament who've put resources together to try and make sure that we enjoy this action. NSSF, the lead sponsor, PEPS, Palisa Agro Processors, Ministry of Health, and National Council of Sports. They've all come together to try and make sure that they sponsor this beautiful tournament. And now it will be service for the Kavc B. They won the first set, and now they will be looking at putting on pressure. Rukundakwe has the ball for Kavc B, trying to bring in that service. The first referee blows the whistle, and now we'll be seeing the first service of the second set. Beautiful received there, set up in there, and a netting violation, and that will be the first point in the second set for Kavc A. We saw Kavc B scoring first in that first set, and they went on and won it. It's a deja vu moment. Beautiful reception up in there, attack. Not the best of touches there from that player, Acheng, and the Kavc B will level the scores early here in the Indoor Sports Arena. If you have some inquiries about the products or what NSSF does, you can make your way to Lugogo. They have a net in front of the Indoor Sports Arena. Irina there with a beautiful service. A lot of power onto that service, and Nsimire not having the best of touches. Kavc B now get early lead in this second set of match number 1 of the day. But there is action happening around here in Lugogo, outside in the hockey grounds. So if you come around, you can have these beautiful games there on your table. I tell you, she's making no mistake, Irina, just making sure that those services go straight to that player, the Ribeiro for Kavc A, Nsimire. And now she's picked up 2 points just because of the good service. Here she comes again, but this time around that will go off the court, and it will be a point for Kavc A. 2-3. Now coming in to serve for Kavc A. Miscommunication between the Ribeiro Ndagire and that player Charity, and they will consider a point. Now Kavc A have leveled the scores here. It's an electric morning here as the derby is on the cards. Beautiful reception there from Ndagire up in there, flies up, beautiful touch there, just brings a free ball. Nice touch there from Irina down to the net. Charity attacks, not the best of blocks, and the Kavc B will reinstate their power, and now they will go onwards and upwards. Diane serves, beautiful reception up in there, an attack, beautiful blocks. The ball is alive, they're looking at each other, but now the blocks perfectly executed there, and that will be a point for KAVCB. They now have a slim 2 points lead. One thing we've seen about KAVCB is that if they start leading, the closest you can get to them is leveling the scores, but they'll try and make sure that they keep themselves in that leading position. Diane again with the service there for KAVCB. Up in there, subbed very nicely. Not the best of touches, but a free ball will be coming. Beautiful reception. Up in there, tries to dump it. Oh! Beautiful game reading there. She saw one napping. Faith trusted herself and made sure that she picks up that point quickly there for KAVCB. Another service there from Diane. Beautiful reception there from the Ribeiro Nanyonga. The ball is still alive. Up in there, tries to attack. A bit of fingers on it. Tries to dump, but a good game reading there from KAVCB. Irina attacks, beautiful touch. Another one alive. Goes for a dump, and wow! Oh my goodness, this is why we pay our money. Just looking at the court, she saw an empty gap. Dumped one there, and now KAVCB standing tall here in the indoor sports arena. I tell you, ever since Faith got the ball, start serving for KAVCB, she's made sure that they keep scoring. Another one there, up in there, but not the best of covers. The covering behind wasn't well executed. And now the KAVCA will pull one back. Coming to serve for KAVCA will be that player, the captain Kamende. Flies up in there, nice touch. Tries to attack. Oh, some good game reading there from the Ribeiro, but unfortunately she doesn't manage to keep that game alive. But I tell you, this tournament, the defending champions in the men's category, Rwanda Energy Group, are likely going to miss out on the quarterfinals because they had a very rocky start yesterday, losing out to their counterparts, their fellow countrymen, Rwanda National Police Volleyball Club, and later on losing to Chema in that last game of the day. Chance to dump, tries to keep it alive, but doesn't quite execute it well. And that will go off the court. Another point there for KAVCB. KAVCB now leading by 3 points, 8-5 as it stands. And now just number 10 will bring the service. Beautifully served, nice touch. Up in there, they are playing. Chance to dump, good game reading there. But a violation, as that player there, Lillian, could not keep in her court. She crosses to the borders into another country, and now Mwamola will be serving again for KAVCB. Serves very nicely with power, beautiful touch. Up in there, tries to attack, but that is off the court. And subsequently a point for KAVCB. KAVCB have even extended the lead. They now have 10 points, whereas KAVCA is having just 5. It's a 7 points lead, as KAVCA will call for the first timeout. From wherever you're watching in, ladies and gentlemen, it's a morning here in Kampala. 11 o'clock in the East African time. This is a Kampala derby of sorts, where the KAVCA are taking on KAVCB. I tell you, it's the 27th edition of the NSSF KAVC Invitational Tournament happening here at Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. A tournament on the theme of championing better community health and behavior through sports. NSSF making sure that for another year running, they sponsor this beautiful tournament. And now Mwamola will be there on the service. Up in there, serves it. Not the best of receptions there from that player for KAVCA, Diane, and that will be out. I beg your pardon. That's Eriong. And some of the things to regret there for KAVCA will be their reception during the services. We saw earlier on Irina scoring about 5 points through her services, but you clearly see that the way they are receiving the balls during those services are not the best of touches, and that will be yet another point. KAVC be soaring in this second set. They are now leading by 7 points. And now there will be some fresh legs coming on for KAVC. To Singwire will be now the new player. To Singwire, Runyankole word to mean we have won. But coming on for her side, which is yet to win a game here in the indoor sports arena. Mwamola getting ready for the service, brings one with power, but that will go off the court. And now KAVCA will pull one back. A big shout out to the sponsors of this tournament, of course starting with the lead sponsor NSSF, but the other sponsors, Peps, a product of Crown Beverages, Palisa Agro Processors, Ministry of Health, National Council of Sports, all partnering to and make sure that they sponsor this beautiful tournament. But in some of the partners in this tournament, Uganda Olympics Committee, Uganda Volleyball Federation, Uganda Federation of Uganda Basketball Association have all put resources together. Not the best of services there for KAVCB. I beg your pardon, for KAVCA. And now they will lose the service again. Charity Atoyo will now bring the service for KAVCB. Serves one with power, beautiful touch, up in there, chance to attack. Beautiful game reading. I tell you, 3 players went for the blocks, but somehow she managed to pass that one through those blocks. Coach Amon will look to regroup for his side, whereas his counterpart, David Okot, the coach for KAVCB, will be the happier coach in the moment. KAVCB already won the first set, and now they are looking to and make sure that they assert power in this one. Pressure already on the side of KAVCA because they need to win this one and level matters. Not the best of the services. KAVCA not playing like an A side, and that goes out. Advantage for KAVCB. They pick up a point and now they have the service. Faith now serves it well. Beautiful touch there. They Ribeiro, Nanyonga, but his teammates not giving her some good support, and that will be another point for KAVCB. KAVCB standing tall and striding on. 15-18 there for KAVCB. Power service up in there, set, tries to attack, but just in her own net. And another point there for KAVCB. I tell you, this tournament is a very good stage for some of the players to market themselves. Players have something to play for. And the oldest volleyball club in Uganda, Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club, making sure that you have this beautiful tournament. Beautiful service there. Nice catch up in there. Free ball. Nice catch. Well served. Flies up in there. The blocks. Not quite managing to close the gates for KAVCA. And now KAVCB with 17 points. They already won the first set, and I tell you, they are meaning business even in the second set. Up in there, chance to attack. She goes for a dump, comes as a free ball. Irina, any player trying to drive that ball, but the effort's going in vain as that flies out. appreciation to the regional volleyball national federations that have accepted to release their players. I tell you, we have clubs that are coming from as far as Rwanda, as far as Burundi, as far as Congo, as far as Kenya, as far as South Sudan, that have come to make sure that they participate in this tournament. And I would love to tell you that the defending champions of this tournament, Rwanda Revenue Authority, are the defending champions in the women's category, whereas in the men's category, Rwanda Energy Group, REG, are the defending champions. Earlier on this year, REG won the Kavc Memorial Tournament after beating up on Chema, a team that comes from Kenya. But yesterday, Chema managed to pick up revenge, and that revenge means that REG, the defending champions in the men's category, are at the brink of not leaving the group. Now we are back to play. Carries the ball forward, tries to go for an attack, blocks are on, retrieves the ball. Another attack there, but again to the net. I tell you, having the ball cross over has been an issue for KVCA, and now that point will make the deficit even bigger. Service, not the best of receptionists, tries to attack, but is still down to her net. A 12 points margin. I tell you, it's now getting all over for KVCA, because it will be very hard for them to get those 12 points before KVCB picks up the 5 that they need to pick up victory here. Another one played up in there. Tries to go for a dump, but beautifully read. Attack. Plays it up in there, set well. Tries to go for an attack. Good game reading. The ball is still alive there. KVCA putting up some good fight there. Not the best of receptions. She tries to retrieve it. Free ball. Beautifully executed. Up in there. Tries to dump. What a game reading there. Brilliant execution there from that player, Rukundakwe, and she picks up another point there, helping the KVCB even move closer to victory. I tell you, that was brilliant execution, and now it will be faith with the service for KVCB. They are 4 points shy of picking up victory in the second set. Not the best of receptions, but a free ball there. Beautifully set. Tries to attack, but doesn't get it over the net. Her effort to fly up in there, Diane, didn't quite pay off. And now KVCA will reduce the deficit here in the indoor sports arena. Beautiful service, a power service, well received. Irina attacks and gets it to the net, past 2 blocks, and she picks up a point here for KVCB. KVCB marching close to victory. They are now 3 points away from winning the second set. I tell you, they won the first set, and now they are making sure that they just keep the pressure on. Beautiful service there coming in from Rokondakwe. Tries to attack, blocks in place, blocks not effective, and KVCB will now bring up 10 points. Bringing on a fresh player. Out is just number 4, the captain Kamende, and on is just number 2 Among. And now coming in to serve for the side is Hiana. Serves it very well. Beautifully gotten there by the Rebello. Tries to attack the Rebello there with a beautiful cover up. Another setting there. Irina tries to go for a diagonal attack, and she picks up that point there for KVCB. KVCB marching to victory. Switches between the Riberos. Holy coming in from Ndagire there for KVCB. Power attack, but off the court. Another switch there between the Riberos as Holy comes back, replace Ndagire. I beg your pardon. Ndagire comes back to replace Holly. And now coming in to serve. Kagoya, beautiful reception there, up in there, beautiful blocks. The ball is still alive. She plays it back. Free ball. Oh! I tell you, that's a bit casual. Just a free ball there coming in from Irina, but got a few players here napping. Another switch there between Faith and Ndagire as Diane gets ready to serve the game point for Kavc B. Kavc B there. Started the service. Pressure now on the side of Kavc A. But they try to pick one back. Beautiful game reading. That's up in there. Free ball. Beautiful received there. Some hands there from the Ribeiro. Nanyonga tries to go for a dump, but good game reading, good cover. Up in there. Free ball. Good touch there from Irina. Up. Attack off the court. And a point. Exciting scenes happening here at Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. I tell you, KFVCA love that one. But there is another switch there between Faith and the Rebello. Ndagire there for KFVCB. Among they are trying to bring up a service for her side. Brings one. Beautiful executed. She gets the ribbon of the net. Tries to go for an attack, but a beautiful blocked. Another attack. Beautiful game reading there. The ball is still alive. Tries to go for a dump. Oh! That just falls in front of that player there, Irina. And you would feel that KFVCB are still fighting back in the game. It looked like it was all over for them, but they are still alive in this match. Among getting ready to serve for KFVCB. Just taking her time. 27th edition. Since 1995, we've been having this KAVC Memorial Tournament happening. Apart from the 2 years of COVID, where it was a bit impossible to hold this prestigious tournament. And now she'll be coming in to serve it very well. Beautiful touch. Up in there, tries to go for a dump. But a netting violation there from that KAVC player. And that will be the game point for KAVCB. KAVCB will now go 2 sets up. I tell you, it's a best of 5 action, and as it stands, advantage on the side of KAVCB. They win this one 25-13, and I would love to just give a shout out to some of the sponsors of this tournament. NSSF being the lead sponsor of this prestigious tournament, but we have other sponsors including Peps, a product of Crown Beverages, Palisa Agro Processors, Ministry of Health, National Council of Sports. Of course, KAVC not holding this tournament alone. They have some partners who include the Uganda Volleyball Federation, Uganda Olympics Committee, and Federation of Uganda Basketball Association. This tournament happening on the theme championing better community health and behavior through sports. We take a short break and we will be coming back for set number 3. I tell you, set number 3 is a must win for KAVCA if they are to keep alive in this game, because a win for KAVCB would mean that KAVCA should try again later. ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching this beautiful game, it's a morning here in Kampala. Allow me to welcome you back for set number 3. This is a must-win set for Kavc if they are to pick up a result in this match. I tell you, Kavc have already gone 2 points up. A derby of sorts happening here. Two sister teams that know each other well. Kavc taking on Kavc. This game broadcasting live on the Kavc YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe, go and comment, also like our action, and encourage your friends to make sure that they also watch this beautiful game. Action happening here in Lugogo, down in the indoor sports arena. You can catch some free games outside the arena, but I tell you, if you enter in here, for the ordinaries like me, entrance fee is just at 10,000 Ugandan shillings. And for the very important people, you just pay 20,000 Ugandan shillings to and make sure that you watch and follow this beautiful piece of action. We are just moments away, and I tell you, the first referee, Madam Alice Chakunda from Uganda, will set us rolling. Of course, she's not standing alone in this game, standing alongside the second referee, Otieno Peter, and the Keshubi Angela, also helping with the scores. The officials of this game are all Ugandan. The teams are both from Uganda and the two sister sides. And we are just a few moments away from a must-win set for Kavc. A tournament sponsored by the National Social Security Fund, NSSF. But I tell you, we'll get going just a few moments from now. Just getting ready there to take on that service for Kavc. Kavc won the toss in this game, and they had the first service of the game in set number 1. Unfortunately, they are yet to win a set this morning here in Lugogo. Serves that one very nicely. Beautiful touch. Goes for a dump. Good game reading there from Irina, and she picks up first points there for Kavc B. I tell you, every time they've got to lead in any of the matches, they have made sure that they keep the lead on. Another service. Not the best of reception is there, and that has been the issue for Kavc. They've conceded so many points because of those receptions. And now it's 2 up. 2 love are the scores here in Lugogo. Up in there. Beautiful touch. Tries to make it alive. A free ball. Good game reading there. The ball still alive. Goes for an attack. Beautiful touch there from the Ribeiro. The ball is still alive. Another touch there from the Ribeiro for Kavc. Beautiful blocks there. I tell you, that duo of Lillian and Alado, not passable this morning. They've made a solid block and made sure that Kavc pull one back. They know this is a must-win for them. Ribeiro switching Misimiro on for Nanyonga as Acheng gets ready to serve. That's why nicely, a beautiful catch there by Irina. The ball up in there, tries to attack. Beautiful touch there. Kobutunji keeping it alive. A bit of a carry, but it will fall off the court, and Kavc have now leveled the scores 2-2 here in the indoor sports arena. Acheng now with the service for Kavc. They will fight with everything they have to win this game if they are to keep alive and maybe send the game to set 4. Acheng there with a beautiful serve. Beautiful reception there from Irina. Up in there. Goes for an attack. Beautiful blocks. But that will go off court. And now it will be Irina to serve for Kavc. Switches there from the Ribeiros. Ndagiri out and Hole is in. Attacks. Beautiful touch there from Acheng. The ball is alive. Kobutunji plays it up. Tries to go for an attack. Beautiful reception. Communication, but a free ball there. Chance to attack. Tries to go for that attack and gets it through. I tell you, that is brilliant play there from Erong as she levels the scores again for KAVCA. 3-all are now the scores here in Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. And now it will be the woman of height, Lydian, bringing that service. A powerful one, but beautiful catch there from Ondagire. The ball still up in there. Tries to attack. Hands out to that one. The ball still alive. Goes for an attack and manages to get it through the gates. Alado striking like thunder as she picks up that point and gives KAVCA early lead here in Lugogo. This tournament, of course, first played in 1995, being organized by the oldest volleyball club in Uganda, the Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club. Kampala Amateur Volleyball Club founded in 1970. But for the 27th year running, they've held this tournament. Lillian there, a bit sloppy, and she will have it off the court. Advantage, KAVCB, as they now level the scores again. Beautiful service there, but that will go off the court. Mbabazi couldn't quite get it to the court. And now it will be Eriong there with the service for KAVCA. Serves very nicely. The beautiful catch there from Irina. Flies up in there. Blocks are on. The ball still alive. Tries to go for a dump there, Eriong, but the ball will try keeping it alive, and an attack there from that player Faith. And it will be a point for KAVCB. I tell you, it has been neck to neck so far in this third set. We've seen KAVCB looking very dominant in the opening two sets and winning both of them. But now KAVCA know that this is a must win for them. Beautiful reception there, but a free ball up in there. Set very nicely. Goes for an attack. Beautiful catch. But the effort there from Alado trying to go for a quick one. Not fruitful as she plays it to the net. And now it will be another point there for KAVCB. It's now the captain again with the service. Mwamola. Mola flies up in there. Beautiful service there. Received nicely there by the Ribeiro. Nanyonga tries to go for an attack. Ball still alive. Free ball to come. Plays it. Beautiful touch. Up in there, Kobtunji tries to go for an attack. The ball is still alive. A free ball will be coming. Beautifully applied, but should go off the court. I tell you, some bit of miscommunication there between two players. They kept looking at each other and undecided on who should take it over the net. And KAVCA pick up another point. Switches there between the Ribeiros as Nsemere returns to replace Nanyonga there for the KAVCA team. Power service. Beautiful reception up in there. Plays it, tries to go for an attack. But beautiful catch there from Nsemere. Blocks are on. Irina plays up in there. Chance to attack. Beautiful catch. Alado there. Goes for an attack. Beautiful blocks. Beautiful block execution there from KAVCB. And they pick up the point again. 7-6 in favor of KAVCB are the scorelines here in Lugogo. Beautiful service, beautiful reception. Kobtunji there tries to dump it. But a netting violation there from KAVCB. And the advantage to level scores there from KAVCA. Switches there between the Ribeiros. Nsimire returns for Nanyonga. Kobtunji has the ball ready to make the service for KAVC. But there will be a substitution as Lillian comes on for Nsimire. And now to serve. Up in the air. The captain Kamende. Beautiful service. Lydian tries to go for an attack. But that just goes to the net, and a point for KFC B. 8-7. As there is another switch there from the captain Kamende and the Ribeiro Nsemire, I beg your pardon, Nanyonga for KFCA. Goes for a service. They will have that one go off the court, and that will be a leveling point for KFCA. I tell you, it's been a pressure shifting and switching in this game. Advantage has been switching from both sides, and now Kobutunji will be bringing in the service for KFC. Plays it up in the air. Beautiful touch, beautiful setting. Center court player there jumping. Beautiful catch there from the Ribeiro, keeping the ball alive, and now they will have chance to attack. Goes for a dump. Oh, beautiful interplay there. They connect well. Goes for an attack. A lot of power there from that player, Irina, and she manages to get it over the net to pick up that point there for KAVC B. It's now a 3 points advantage for KAVC B. Every time they get to lead, I tell you, they try and make sure that they keep themselves in that position. Beautiful service there, beautiful touch. May end up into a free ball. No, beautiful blocks there. Jumping up in there, and they will now get a 4 points advantage here in the indoor sports arena. It's a battle, it's a derby happening between these two sides. Two teams that know each other very well tries to bring that service, but it will go off the court. Beautiful blocks there. Keeps the ball alive over the net. Beautiful touch. Set up in there. Goes for an attack. But a netting violation will be the call there from the referee. And the subsequent point there for KAVCB. 14-10 as it stands here in the Indoor Sports Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still live here from Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. Kavc B now pulls one back. Now tries to bring that one over the net. Beautiful reception there. Goes for a dump and executes it very nicely to pick up that other point for the Kavc. They have now tried to make sure that they maintain that 4 points lead as they strayed close. They know they only need to win this set to pick up victory. And for Kavc, they must win this game if they are to keep alive in this match. Well, this is the first game that is being broadcasted live here. Make sure that you keep it Kavc YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, comment, and make sure that you don't miss anything. The game broadcasting live from Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. And if you have any inquiries with the National Social Security Fund, they have their net right in front of the Indoor Sports Arena. So make sure that you come to Lugogo. Mukisa Daniel right in the comment section saying that this is a good game. He knows it's a derby on the cards, and people love watching derbies. They turn out to be rivalries. Now chance to set, chance to serve. Beautiful touch there by Ribelo. Up in there, Nsimiro attacks and picks up that point there for Kavc B. We've seen Kavc A fighting earlier on in the match, but looks like there is some bit of a lapse there. Lillian will now walk off, and on returns the Ribeiro for the side. It's time to serve and time for her to bring up that beautiful reception. Beautiful service. Beautiful receive there by the Ribeiro. Up in there, goes for an attack. Beautiful touch. Another chance there to attack for. Goes for a dump. Lillian, good game reading. Game still alive. Goes for another attack. Ball up in there, but out of the playing area. And that brings up the 18th point for Kavc B. They are looking for victory in this set, try and make sure that they win. This is the 27th edition of the Kavc A Invitational Tournament. Now, still playing. Up in there, Rina attacks. A bit of a touch, but out of the playing area. And now, action will resume. But that will be a timeout for Kavc A. A 6 points difference on the cards. And the coach for the side, Amon, calls his troops. But I tell you, many countries have sent representative clubs in this beautiful tournament. Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, Kenya, Uganda have all made sure that their countries come here to feature in this tournament. Of course, this year's theme, this tournament is on the theme of championing better community health and behavior through sports. This tournament tries to offer the local clubs affordable, high-level volleyball competition, and it also tries to market the local talent that we have in Uganda. Free ball there for Kavc B. Chance to attack, but quite doesn't execute it well. For the last 16 years, NSSF has been sponsoring this tournament. They've really been good partners, making sure that the different players come around and play. Service there. But not the best of plays from Kavc B. And now it will be Rukundakwe to serve there for Kavc B. Serves it very nicely. Received by the Rebelo Nanyonga. Up in the air. Chance to attack. A point. 21st point there for Kavc B. Time to bring on fresh legs. Chobutunji. And Eriong will be coming in for Kagoya and Haina. And now still on the service for KAVCB is Rukundakwe. 4 points away from picking up a set victory. Make it 3 points from picking up a set victory. KAVCB have been so dominant against their sisters. If they pick up this third straight set win, they will have swept their sisters, but that will be a timeout again, and the last one for KAVCA. Coach Aman bringing his troops together. 22-14 at the score lines here. KAVCB in lead. This game happening at Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena. So make sure that you come around and watch this beautiful game. For the ordinary people like me, interest is just 10,000 Ugandan shillings. And for the very important people, there will be 20k Ugandan money. Alado now walking out for Tusengwire as Rukundakwe will be serving for KAVCB. There is action also happening outside the Indoor Sports Arena, so you can come and catch some free action. Of course, this tournament bringing a lot of flavor. Chobtunji plays it up in the air, goes for an attack. But the referee will call for a common point. And now Rukundakwe will be serving again. Flies up in the air. Chance to catch there. Beautiful reception there from Nanyonga. The Ribeiro tries to go for an attack. Beautifully played up in the air. Chance for Irina to attack. Irina. Another beautiful catch there from Nanyonga. The ball still alive. Tries to go for a dump. Good game reading. The ball still alive. Another dump. I tell you, all players trying to get each other there in their sleep. But now that will be a point. She manages to get it past the blocks and pick up that point for KAVCB. KAVCB are now 2 points away from picking up victory this morning here in the Indoor Sports Arena. Rukundakwe, they are still getting ready to serve that one. Beautiful service, a diagonal one. Beautiful reception there from Liliane, but Nanyonga couldn't do much for her side. And now Rukundakwe will be serving a game point for the KAVCB. Double o'clock, first game of the day. Just taking her time. She gets it over the net. Beautiful touch. Liliane plays that in the air, tries to go for a dump, but out of the playing area. And I tell you, that will be that. Victory for KAVCB. 25-14. 3 straight wins there for the side. And I tell you, they pick up victory this morning. Well, this is the NSSF KAVC Invitation Tournament, a game that starts with a spirit of the game and ends with that handshake. But what a dominant display that we have seen from KAVCB here as they managed to beat their sisters in that derby. Ladies and gentlemen, you can make your way here to Lugogo Indoor Sports Arena and catch these beautiful games. The games will be broadcasting live on the KAVC Volleyball YouTube page. So if you subscribe, you have a chance of enjoying the beautiful action. But we've come to the end of the first game of this morning. We will be coming up with a men's clash that will be happening a few moments from now. And the men's clash will be between St. Charles from Ntinda right here in Uganda, who will be taking on Kavc Chapzir Uganda. Later on, we will be having KCCA Uganda taking on the Rwanda National Police from Rwanda, whereas Rukinzo from Burundi will take on Chema from Kenya. Police Uganda will take on Equity Bank Kenya. And those will be the quarter-final action-packed games that will be happening later on today. We will take a short break for now, and we will be back with the commentary when St. Charles Uganda comes to take on Kavc Chapzir Uganda during that quarter-final action.